back, everybody, to the GR Wisdom channel. Once again, I want to thank you all for returning back to my channel. For those of you who are new to my channel, make sure y'all click the subscribe button along with the bell. That way you get all the notifications. Hopefully you like something within my channel that moves you or you find to be interesting or something of that nature. So today I want to continue on with a topic which is as old as human civilization itself and has been in practice, but and it's still in practice, but it seems to be more of a taboo, so to speak, or something that's not done as often. And I'm really doing this topic to bring about a dialogue, so to speak, between the thoughts of a woman on her particular thoughts or opinion on this, which to you ladies and you men out there, your opinion if you're doing this or not. On because I hear a lot of women say that they prefer this or they would want this from a man, and that is, do you prefer, for as far as a man approaching you, a man who's interested in you, as far as him approaching you and the way he engages you, do you prefer the direct approach, so to speak? And when I say direct approach, that means that this man basically addresses you and tells you exactly what's on his mind and his motive up front of why he is approaching you. And I'm talking about this because I watched a podcast recently involving YouTuber, author Alan Roger Curry. You guys can look him up. I'll probably put his link in the description as well. That way you can check him out. And he has written about this topic, which is called Mode 1. And this Mode 1 is not so much about, getting women or, bedding down women and things of that nature. But he says, he has women, obviously, that he suggests to read the book as well, to basically be who you are. And a lot of complaints that you tend to hear from women is that men are such liars and manipulators, and they don't say what it is that they want, and then they, butter a woman up, compliment her, get her to the point where she's vulnerable and where she gives into a man sexually, and then the man just leaves on about his business. So she would prefer the man tell her up front, so to speak, if that's all he wants is just casual sex with her or just a sexual relationship. One thing that, and Alan Roger Curry talks about this as well, and what I've seen is that women, and deep down inside they have to notice that if a man is attracted to you, then that obviously means that he is sexually attracted to you, and that if he approaches you, he wants to have sex with you. Bottom line, if he's trying to get your number, come at you, whatever, he wants to have sex with you. And I understand that society's norms and the way we are socially engineered to be a certain way or to think a certain way, or some things are called moral, so to speak, which that's fine too. But when we get into the honesty thing, as far as a man, if a man came up and just said men tend to go through, more or less the process of telling a woman what she wants to hear, taking her out on a few dates, buying her flowers, texting, all the stuff that women really, the emotional things that women want to hear. And he's doing that in attempts to gain her sexually by him giving away emotional, stimulus or stimuli. He's hoping to get sexual stimulus in return from her. So she's, giving herself up. She's becoming vulnerable at this point. And something that obviously women who've been through relationships and things of this nature. They don't want to be played and they don't want to be vulnerable. So they end up going through this process of them thinking that a man genuinely wants to establish a relationship with them, something more than just temporary casual sex, and they thinking it's going to lead to more of a monogamous relationship by way of sex. But a man does all these things. He gets to the point where he has sex with the woman and he goes on about his business. So this, a lot of women tend to be scarred by this. And, like I said, it goes back to a woman basically saying a man should just tell me up front, is from what I hear. But if a man actually did that, which I'm not saying there aren't men out there, there are men who genuinely want to build with a woman. But at the end of the day, a man by nature, a heterosexual man by nature is sexually attracted to a woman, any woman he talks to. And if he's not, if he says that he isn't, and he just wants to be her friend, a platonic friend, he's lying. And that's just the way it is. So by doing this mode 1 thing, and by a man telling exactly what's on his mind to a woman, it saves him time, saves him heartbreak and frustration. And the same thing with the woman as well, where a woman can make in my opinion, I'm just bringing this up, and the ladies out here, they can give their opinion on it as well. But it saves everybody that effort, that wasting time on what it's going to be. And a man says, hey, this is what it is. I'm attracted to you. I just want to have sex. And that's it. And she can make that determination. And I guess that's what a woman wants to hear. So if every man did that, she'd be free to choose at this point. This short-term casual sex for weeks, it was once I heard someone say, you never know what someone's going to say until you just say what's on your mind. And this can go for anything, and I guess this is what Alan Roger Curry says, this goes for anything throughout life, where you embolden yourself to basically just say what's on your mind, don't care what anybody says. Men tend to have this issue of being rejected, just as a woman has a concept in her mind, or if she doesn't give up sex, then she'll have the issue of being rejected by a man, or basically a man not calling her anymore. I had a woman tell me that one time, after being intimate with this woman. She said that, which I never heard that till that point, where she basically said, are you going to call me? Which I thought was weird, right afterwards. But I guess that's something that's very important. Now, women want to know, from what I've heard, that a man is going to follow up if she gives herself, to that vulnerable point of being intimate sexually with a man. If she gives herself to him, that he's going to, call back or make an effort, or she'll be able to see him again. And meanwhile, a man basically does that to the point where he gets to have sex with some men, who just want this, who play these games, so to speak. So the thing, I guess, with this mode 1 thing is, don't hide who you are. And women shouldn't feel the need to hide who they are also. If they are a certain way, they should just be that way also, and not hide who they are. They should tell a man exactly, and not have a fear of a man walking off. If you feel a certain way, and this will keep you from the dilemma of your confusion, the dilemma of knowing, is this man genuine? What is this man's intentions? By you actually telling this man up front, or asking him what is his intentions, and then telling this man what your intentions is, and this may mitigate this whole issue of you being vulnerable and hence being played from that point. Make your intentions known, you know, and that could, like I said, that can mitigate, but it won't prevent it altogether. So, like I said, we're socially engineered to conduct ourselves in certain ways. This thing has been going on, but I guess now it's becoming more prevalent. And Alan Roger Curry teaching this, not so much teaching someone to be a rude person. You know, a lot of the things that's said about this concept is a man is basic, because it seems to be, it's so radical that it's almost vulgar, but there's ways of saying things without being vulgar. You know, just as if you were in a relationship, you would say what's on your mind without being vulgar, you know, without lying to someone, you know. So I just figured I'd breach this topic, bring it up, you know, get everyone's point of view and experiences for comments so that I can open up a dialogue on this whole thing. And if it is actually true, do they prefer the lie or do they prefer the straight up truth? And I mean that as far as women. Do you prefer the lie or do you prefer the straight up truth? Do you prefer the direct approach or do you prefer the indirect approach? You know, so I think I know the answer, but, you know, we'll see. Like I said, hey, check me out on social media. You know, links is in the description, as well as Amazon. You know, I'm gonna keep the content coming, obviously. If you got any topics you'd like me to discuss or anything, you know, feel free to email me or comment in one of my videos. Check out my other videos. Subscribe if you haven't. Like I said, click on the bell. That way you get the notifications. Like the video, dislike the video, you know, whatever. I just figured I'd bring this up, you know, to start a dialogue. So, just remember, anything lost can be found again, except for time wasted. And I'll definitely catch you guys on the next video. All right, peace.